Hi, Namaste, Marcus again. It's a couple of weeks now since the equinox, and as I said in the last video, grasping it with both hands, grasping the opportunities with both hands, I decided to call it in the end. There's lots of things coming up for us now, lots of new ways of living, new ways of doing, new ways of being spiritual, if you know what I mean. But most of us that are on the path of who are what we call light workers, I suppose, are trying to find ways to change their lives to help others more and help the world more, help Gaia more, help us ascend. Because it's funny, when you really think of ascension and you go into the, some of the things that are out there on the net about people lifting up from their 3D bodies and becoming, sort of astral beings or higher realm beings. We're not going to be using the body in their view, and I don't want to do that, to be honest. I'm quite happy in my body, but I know that's the end game. But I can't see that being happening in the next few years. It's going to be quite a while yet before that's the case. But what's important for us now is that we live our lives governed by our higher consciousness, not our lower 3D consciousness, which is where we've been up to now. And when you look back, even in the last 100 years, you can see how much we've raised our level of understanding of consciousness alone, and how we have connected more. And for years now I've been saying the veil is thin, so thin, and it's like non-existent practically at times now. And those that know what I'm talking about, understand, who've been in the work for a while, will know that you used to have to drag it apart, to get in there, to have a look what was happening. Now you just focus your attention, raise your vibration, raise your consciousness, and we're there. Simple as that. And it's such a blessing for us to be in that position. As I've said in the workshops and the talks, we're co-creators. We can create whatever we wish, provided it's for the highest good. It will be coming to fruition for us. And it's entirely up to us what we wish for, but it's best for us to think about the whole and not just ourselves when we do things like that. So in my case, I'm always aware of ascension, of a Gaia, and us being attached to Gaia as human beings, we're ascending with her. And it's not easy to live this life of ascension and to live this life of trying to help others. At times it's quite difficult, but it's a God-given gift. And for those of us that are on this journey, there's some up and down times, there's no doubt about it, but it's how you feel here that makes the difference. I was emailing a friend earlier and I said to her that one of the most lovely things about having this true life's purpose of helping others is how it makes you feel. When you see someone feeling healed, feeling joyful. The workshop I've just done was called Love the Life You Live, Live the Life You Love. And when you see people doing that, and that you've had some input in their lives changing, or you've given them some assistance in changing their lives. And it's not just the ego, it's the heart, it's how your heart feels. Your heart is open and connected to the higher source, because at the end of the day, we're down here as human beings, being human, to live our true life's purpose as spiritual beings. And we're able to do that because we've raised our consciousness to such a high level. We've still got a long way to go, don't get me wrong. We haven't made anything yet. but we've raised our consciousness to such a level that we can begin this journey of living our lives from having our consciousness in fifth dimensional living, fifth dimensional being. That's the important word here, being. I often use the phrase human beings being human, and it's that being that's the important part of that. We are being more spiritual, and by saying that, because we're now in our hearts, we've raised our consciousness up to our hearts, we're raising our consciousness from our hearts, and we have a direct link to our higher self, some might say soul. And because of that, we just can make things happen, because we get direct input from our higher self on what our journey is about. We can get bogged down when we're in 3D, third dimensional living, because there's so many things besides the physical stuff. There's the emotions, which are the strongest things. And I personally believe, but it's for another video, that the emotions are a very important part of being human. But nevertheless, the effects we have in our daily life because of these emotional things that go on can be quite trying at times. But now we're in that beautiful space coming up to the summer where we're able to, where we will see the fruition of what we started this spring, this equinox. We will be seeing who we have started to become, if not already become. We will be able to live that life we've been waiting for so long, or at least start to live that life, and see that the path ahead is open for us. And in some cases, especially for those that have tried to deny it for so long, they might be getting pushed a bit more towards that. So there might be things happening in their lives, people that aren't Aganahi, I've talked about many a time. I know I'm jumping around a bit here. Aganahi means compensation. It means opening your arms for things that come towards you and embracing them into your heart. Not running away and trying to hide from things, because that just doesn't work. We've done that so many thousands of lifetimes. We should have learnt that by now. We have to embrace the changes with love and with our hearts open like this. And most of us do that. Anyone that thinks has been trying to run away from their true being will unfortunately find that maybe things will be pushing them, maybe not in the easiest of ways for them in their daily life. So be aware if things are starting to come a bit unstuck for you, and you know you've been on the spiritual path, it might well be you're not listening to what you're being asked to do, or being told to do in some cases, or being guided to do. So maybe look into that if that's the case. Anyway, it's enough for today. And try really hard. But don't try, just be, and live the life you love. And by doing so, love the life you live. Thank you. And we're not here now as human beings being human. I'll have to cut that out because I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway,